My friend. Today we're going to be doing like an arpeggio workout. If you've got your guitar handy and you want to learn a little bit about the fretboard, how to hold your pick, how to go through the arpeggios, and how to get the best bang for your buck when you're actually sitting down to practice, then follow this video, subscribe to the channel. I don't know, even become a member. Get members only perks and videos. Get it before everybody else gets. I don't know. Here we go. We're going to be playing, let's say, in the key of A to explain it. A major has 3 sharps. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and then G sharp, and A. When we play our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, it does have an extension where the notes keep going within this quadrant. So whenever I try to explain music through the eyes of A, I don't necessarily go from A. Let's look at where our fingers are in the quadrant of 4, 5, 6, and 7. We have our major 7, our 1, our 2, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6, major 7, 1, major 2nd, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6, major 7th, and then our perfect 8th, our compound 8th, if you will. When we're playing something like our 7 to our 1, we're getting a major 7th, and then we're moving it forward. So anytime that we have an arpeggiated structure, which has a 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, utilizing all the notes in that possible region or space, we can see how this could be very beneficial to having a little bit of speed and adding some melodic movements to your music, which isn't just pentatonic or just isn't like scale based or like note based. It's more melodic and moving. It captures ideas. So hopefully we're going to be able to explain this the best of my ability, and you dig it and you can apply it towards your music. That's the best we can hope for, right? So again, if you dig this, thumbs up, ask questions, put something cool in the comment section, maybe even share if you have the social medias. I heard they're fun. When we play our A, our C sharp, and then our F, we are essentially playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got a flat 6. Well, our flat 6, our minor 6, when it's made down, we could even actually call that an augmented 5th. Well, 1, 3, and then sharp 5. Same ring-a-ding note, isn't it? So the whole idea of this is to capture the A, the C sharp, the F, jump up to the A, and have the C sharp, the F, and then the A. These notes are going to give you that augmented sound that all you kids have been looking for your music. The best way to practice this is find your augmented chord for every key and then try to use that sort of movement to see what a downward stroke or a rake pick does, and then how to combine that with upstrokes. If you could do it all with downstrokes, upstrokes, and start rake picking now, it becomes easier to understand later when you're trying to do full thoughts all over your fretboard. Here we go. If we're doing it through the circle of fifths, we would have C, E, and then we'd have our G sharp, right? Because the 5th is G, it would be G sharp. We're going to go back up to our C, and then we'd have our sharp G. Interesting, huh? And every place you find this, you will notice that the same chord that I just played for the A shape, when we augment that note, that augmented shape is the augmented shape we use all over the fretboard. So just like our diminished chords, when we use diminished shapes and phrasings, the same kind of diminished shape or phrasing is utilized with every augmented chord. That way we can play really cool runs over the top of them with these arpeggios, including the sharp 5. So I would say go through your circle fifths: C major, G major, D major, A major, E major, B major, F sharp major, and C sharp major. When doing all these, exhibit your 1, 3, sharp 5. When we do this and we go through the motion of feeling where those are, it's a little easier to go up the fingerboard and then feel those notes, right? Try them with different fingers and then move those fingerings so you can start feeling them all around the fretboard. And the best way to understand this is to maybe sit down with a piece of paper, draw out your fretboard, and see where all those notes are correlate to your diminished chords, your augmented chords, your major chords, your minor chords. That's the best way to understand how to read chords on the staff and then put them into practical application with your instrument. I hope today has been an eye-opener on how to practice. If I was to go through it, I would have C, E, G sharp, C, E, G sharp. We would do G, B, D sharp. When we hit over here, we have our G, B, D sharp. See how all the notes of the triad are still the same? When you figure out that this one is the same as your C was, it starts to solidify little ideas on how to move around your fretboard and how to hear that tonality. And the best part about it is it really brings you in, if you've been doing any modal studies on like Logrian or Phrygian, your whole tone scales, your octatonic scales, anything that seems outside of the pace of like a 7-note scale. So if we're working on septatonic scales, if you're working on pentatonic scales, noticing the variations of these half steps is really where it's at. Pick one key signature and work with that is another way. So instead of doing the circle of fifths and then working on all the chords which are associated with those, you could actually just pick all the chords in the key of A major. Find your A major, A minor, A diminished. What else can I say? Have 5 minutes every day, and then if you have the opportunity, get lessons from somebody in your local neighborhood. Employ somebody, make a friend, and then see what it's like. Once you get a little bit of knowledge, start teaching it yourself if you understand it. If not, stay in your lane. Teach chords to children. Other than that, have fun with music. If you enjoy it, subscribe. Why don't you? Aloha.